thought
I was just thinking, you know, the
absolutely
whole name, Monty Python's Flying Circus, it's a fabulous name. Who dreamt it up initially?
Well, the BBC dreamt up the Flying Circus bit, and we thought up the Monty Python bit. The BBC were very anxious to call us something sensible, and we didn't want it to be called anything sensible. We wanted a title which actually gave nothing away. And we had very silly titles like Owl Stretching Time and The Toad Elevating Moment, A Horse, a Spoon and a Bucket. We would submit these to BBC on little bits of paper and they would be sent back straight away and we'd be told not to be silly. And the BBC said, you must call it Something's Flying Circus. I mean, you know, because at least that means something. And at one point it was going to be called Gwen Dibley's Flying Circus. I think I can reveal this. Well, I'd been reading an old... at my mother-in-law's a Women's Institute magazine, which was all about what had been happening in the local villages. And it said, you know, there'd been a talk on flower arranging and the war in Vietnam, accompanied by Gwen Dibley on the piano. And I just thought it rather nice to give someone a television programme without them knowing. So she would wake up one morning, their kids would say, Mum, you've got a television show, Gwen Dibley. But we decided perhaps we'd get sued. So then we really it was 6 weeks into the first series, and we had to come up with a name. So we sat around one afternoon, and somebody came up with the name of Python. I think John had come up with that as a sort of terribly seedy agent. I don't know why. And someone said, what name goes with it? And we had Ron Python, Jack Python, but Monty. Someone said Monty, and we fell about.
And of course, since then, actually, it's become such a cult. And I'm wondering if at parties and, you know, when you are out in public, if you're just a little bit fed up of the, you know, the Python party pooper who recites everything to you word for word.
Yeah, you mean John Cleese? Oh, it's terrible. I never go to parties with John Cleese. Yes, it does become a bit of a bore, but I mean, I mean, it means they like the show, that's something. But yes, you do get shouted at in the street occasionally, you know. Mr. Gumby. It's very difficult to respond, especially if you're just going to the bank or something like that. You might not feel in the mood, you know. It's difficult to persuade people that's our work, you know, rolling our trousers up and putting knotted handkerchiefs on our head. That's what we do for work. Like, people are accountants, we do that. And then when we're not at work, we're being quite serious.